Ma'am, you're not audible.
International English Language Teachers Association, India. Welcome to webinar series number 12. And today's topic is educational management encompasses teacher effectiveness and organizational strategies. Educational management involves the systematic planning, organization, direction, and control of educational institutions to achieve specific goals. It encompasses various aspects, including teacher effectiveness, organization strategies, and resource management. A key focus is on ensuring effective teaching practices, creating a conducive learning environment, and providing continuous professional development for educators. So the key points today we're going to discuss are, again, I'm repeating: teacher effectiveness, organizational strategies, resource management, curriculum development and implementation, of course, leadership and vision, building effective teams, monitoring and evaluation, and community engagement. So in essence, educational management aims to create an environment where students can thrive, teachers are more empowered to deliver quality instruction, and the overall educational system operates efficiently and effectively. Thank you. Can I get this PPT? So welcome to this webinar, series number 12. Next slide. This is the agenda. We are going to explain about Ielta International and Ielta India, an introduction of the moderator, instructions and rules she'll be delivering to you. And then we introduce honorable speaker, and then question answer sessions, reflections, then selfie time, following by the felicitations, and then finally vote of thanks. This is the agenda. Next slide. So Ielta International, those who are attending the webinars new from our country and other countries, we are official registered organization in NGO, and we have around, next slide, we have around 80 countries almost, and we are targeting 100 in this 2025. Next slide. So we have different departments in Ielta International. We have academic department, teachers development department, research development department, learners development department, and international affairs department. Next slide. So these are the dignitaries from International Board, Ielta International Board: Dr. Neil from Peru, and Ms. Solo from Lebanon, and Dr. Afshin from Pakistan, and Dr. Glenn, she is academic director and from Philippines, and Ebizani from Ghana, and then Carlo Magno is from Peru. These are the main board dignitaries for behind the Ielta International. And Ielta India, we have around strength around 96 with the board members of 7 total team. And this is the new members, myself, country ambassador and president. And then Professor Raj is the director of training department. Dr. Ram Kishan is the director of L&D department. Mrs. Christina Michael is she's the director of administrative department, and Vishnu Nair, he's the director of IT and technology. And of course, we have a executive advisory board member, Dr. Venkat Kamaraju. Today we have we are going to introduce a new member from our Ielta India. She is none other than Mrs. Archana Mathur, and she's very senior most educator, principal, and she's handling the director post related to editorial affairs. So she is going to take care of all remaining strategies and key responsibilities of editorial department. Next slide. Of course, the moderator. So today's moderator is very energetic, where I've been worked with her from last 2 years, and she's an educator. She's a very good learner, I can say. Before introduce, she is none other than Gautami Kulkarni. Slide is there. Yes. She is from Chennai, Tamil, south part of India, but she's born and brought up in Maharashtra. She's a postgraduate diploma holder in geoinformatics, and she's currently pursuing MA in sustainability science from IGNOU University. She's holding around 10 years experience working in the Chennai Public School, and her role is an academic coordinator. Professionally, she is the dedicated and experienced academic coordinator, teacher, and examiner with experience in social science and sustainability, of course, spatial technology. Then her key skills are coordination of academic and teaching and instructions. Again, communication, examination, assessment, CBSE examiner also. And she is very much experienced in teaching, training, and development for teachers. And she conducts workshops, training sessions, coaching programs to enhance teacher skills and pedagogical practices. Her areas of expertise is social science, sustainable education, and then even GIS applications, academic program coordination, of course, teacher training programs. So I would like to welcome Mrs. Gautami Kulkarni on board to take over the session, and I would like to ask her to introduce the rules and regulations, then moderator introduction. Thank you. Over to Mrs. Gautami. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for the wonderful introduction, Dr. Kalyani. Now, moving on to today's instructions. So before we start to our webinar, there are certain instructions that all the participants has to follow. Share your full name, your role in your organization, country in the chat box. Keep the mic in mute mode while you are logged in and during the webinar till the question and answer session. You are requested to post your valuable comments and queries in the chat box, respect the speaker, and do not disturb our other participants with your inquiry on participation certificate. Focus on the topic of presentation and try to analyze the insights. Participation certificate link will be shared at the end, and it will be active 30 minutes only. Those who will be filling the participation certificate Google form will avail the certificate within an hour of application of the form. We request Honorable Speaker, Dr. Chitralekha Potnis, to refrain from sharing any contact details during the online session. Any queries or further discussions on Ielta India President Kalyani Rao, she will be taking care and she will be there to and she will provide her available support and facilitation during this communication. Now, coming on to a very important note where we are going to invite our Madam Speaker. It is my absolute honor and privilege to introduce to an extraordinary individual, a beacon of educational excellence and women empowerment, Dr. Chitralekha Potnis. From her roots in Nagpur, India, to making a transformative impact in Canada, Dr. Potnis has been a relentless force in breaking barriers and redefining leadership in education. As a visionary founder and education director of Peel College of Professional Studies, she has dedicated her life to nurturing minds and fostering global learning standards. Her contributions go far beyond academia. Dr. Potnis has been a tireless advocate for women empowerment and social reform, an effort that has earned her widespread recognition. Among her many accolades, the Queen Elizabeth II Platinum Jubilee Award, the Women Hero Award in Education by Indo-Canadian Arts and Culture Initiative, the Education Excellence Award at Kotler Awards Canada, the Global Pride Woman Entrepreneur and Excellence Award, and recognition by World Book of Records UK for her inspiring work during pandemic. She serves on the board of directors of ICACI and holds the esteemed position of Vice President of WICCI, Central Canada India Business Council, contributing actively to cross-cultural and economic dialogue. To list all her accomplishments would take much longer than we have today, but her impact speaks volumes. So without further ado, let me warmly welcome a global educator and inspirational leader, a true symbol of resilience and empowerment, Dr. Chitralekha Potnis. A kind request to Dr. Potnis to keep the session within the allotted time so we may smoothly follow the scheduled program. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. The forum is to you, ma'am. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Gautami, for a beautiful introduction. Uh, Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. I know people from different part of world have been joining this. So my introduction has been given by Gautami. I'm a Chitralekha botanist from Canada. I own a college here, Peel College of Professional Studies, and I welcome you all for this session. Now, this session, which we are going to mainly focus on education management and how we will be successful in education management, because education plays a very significant role in developing of nation wherever you are in any part of the world. We need to see that if education is successful, the growth of nation is bound to be. So let's talk about education management and what are the ingredients of education management and what are the factors responsible for education management. I know this is a very theoretical explanation of education management, but in short, I can tell you that education management, educational management is a systematic planning and organizing and directing and controlling of resources. I am also owning a college in this Western North American world. Now, how you manage your education or educational institute is very important. How you plan, how you organize, and how you direct and control the ingredients or the ingredients necessary for the education institution. That this is a theoretical explanation about this, but it plays a very significant role. Now, key functions of education management: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Ensure optimal use of human and material resources. The best education management or a key function of education management is what? How you plan your educational institute and how you plan your education management. Now, whether it's an institute or you are a teacher or you are a professor or you are a lecturer, how you manage your career, how you organize your success, whether it's an institution or you personally who is working as an employee anywhere. Staffing, directing, and controlling. My friends, planning is very, very essential. Very essential. Unless you plan your career, unless you plan your education, it is not possible. And I'm sure about everyone that people, those who are in education, they would have planned their career since they must be in the school and then they enter the college, they enter into the education system. The planning is very essential. In a way, one cannot say at maybe at the age of 15 or 17 that, hey, now I would like to go for this area, or I would like, it starts at very, very initial level. Now, it cannot be possible that if you don't plan your education system in your life, whether it's an institution or your own career, unless you plan, you will never be successful. In many rare cases, I can say that people, I come across many of them, they said that, hey, I didn't plan, but I do it. Oh, this is very rare. My friends, planning is essential. And in education system and educational management, whether you are a principal of the school or a college or you are head of the department, wherever you are working, it's extremely necessary that how you organize your, how you organize your parts, or how you organize what you have, what are the resources you have, and how you use their correct staffing, correct skill for correct skill for the correct position. So planning, organizing, staffing. Now, these are the things, this you might get and you will get in various books. But again, I will tell you that my live example, that we run a college, and unless I plan my college in a way that what kind of right skill is required as a director, a right skill is required for the placement officer, a right skill is required for the lecturer, right skill is required for the placements. All these things plays a significant role in planning and the success of educational center. So key functions of education management is the planning, organizing, and you all have to keep in mind that this is a main beginning or a main function if you want to see your career as an employee or your career as an educational center. You need to have, and it's very normal, my friend, even if you have to go for a party, or even if you go for some marriage or any kind of ceremony, wherever you are, don't you think that you are doing some kind of planning? You go to beauty parlor, you go somewhere to the tailor, and you make your you make sure that you look beautiful, make sure that you look smart. So that, what is that? It's some planning, so that you are able to place yourself in a right place. In the same fashion, in education system also, my friends, you need to plan. You need to organize whatever you have. What are the skills this educational organization has, and they have to find it out. Putting a right man or a right employee at right place. So these are the things which we start talking about in the beginning stage, when you want to set up an organization, or when you are the leader of organization, and what you have to do. Because if you want to see your organization or institution at excellence, these key functions are extremely important. Now, teacher effectiveness and core elements: subject knowledge, classroom management, and instructional skills, continuous professional development, and reflective practices. Now, subject knowledge is very essential. If you are expertise in history, or if you have expertise in geography, or in electronics, or in English, or you name anything, any subjects in education system, if you do not know the correct knowledge, if you do not have the correct knowledge, you will never be an effective teacher. So subject knowledge is important. You cannot be a good teacher unless you have a good knowledge in the subject. And classroom management, yes, my friend, classroom management, class control on student is very essential. I have been in education for almost 4 decades. Believe me, we have lots of faculties working in our school. In my college, I have been telling everyone, please take care of, initially for a couple of hours, take care of your students' class management. Unless you manage your class, unless you take control of class, you cannot send messages of your knowledge. So very essential is classroom management, how you control your class. And it's my personal experience as well. Whenever we entered in the class long time back, the first of all, I have been telling all instructors, all faculties, that please take care of class first. And within a couple of hours, when you see that the class management, classroom, or a class control is with you, then you can start slowly putting into the subject what you have. Because I have seen in my life many a time, teachers getting into the class, they are not able to do a good classroom management. It becomes very difficult. Students are not ready to listen to them, and they keep talking and teaching to the walls, and they come back. And finally, the feedback comes in that he or she is not a good teacher. So teacher effectiveness is mainly based on subject knowledge is definitely there, classroom management, and instructional skills. Now, how you talk, what is your mode of your voice, tone of your voice, modulation of words, all this plays a very important role. And a continuous professional development also is a key function of successful teachers' effectiveness. Now, after this is a theoretical slide. So I know all these books, and everywhere you will see the definition of what exactly a teacher effectiveness. I've discussed about that. It is very essential that how you include your lessons properly, how you present them properly to the students, what is your tone of voice, how you, because, and the way you have been teaching in the class, whether students are able to comprehend what you have been teaching, all these things plays a very significant role. And see that whatever you teach in class, whether that is getting into the minds of students, that is called as an effective teacher. Now, qualities of effective teacher: clear communication, empathy, adaptability, high expectations, ongoing assessment, and student engagement. The quality of effective teachers. The first of all, we all are teachers. We all are teachers, basically. Now, if you do not have a clear communication, how can you will be able to reach to the minds of students? So first important aspect of teacher is clear communication, verbal communication. You might be a very good at written communication, that will not play much role, because we are teaching in class, talking to students every day. And if you are not able to speak properly, if your verbal communication is bad, your knowledge will not get into the minds. So see that clear communication, clean communication is very important. And understanding the student psychology. And I'm sure there are many teachers in this class, they must be having a lot of experience, in variety of teaching students' behavior, students' expectation. Unless you understand those student behavior, unless you understand the students' expectation, how you will be an effective teacher? You need to understand their psychology. And psychology plays a very significant role in sending messages to students. Many times students' psychology, that they come from a different economic background, they behave differently. Some of them come from very high good economic background. They behave in a very different way. So you need to understand, because for every teacher, all students are same. They cannot make difference between the students. For teachers, for gurus, all teachers are equal. All students are equal. Now, if you start differentiating between them, that's not a right approach. But how you will make them equal? You need to understand their psychology. You need to understand their brain set as well, that why they are behaving. And then once you understand the psychology, you are clear in your communication, you are able to understand them, and you are able to engage them. Because how will you be able to engage unless you don't understand them? So the teachers need to understand the psychology of students. Now, you might say that, hey, I have 60 students in the class. How I will be able to understand everyone? Hey, my friend, no. We have been in this area. Odd people, all odd students, you will be able to understand, you will be able to pick appropriately that this student is something different. Why he is behaving in this way? Why he is not sending assignments sent to him? Why he is not writing tests? What is his difficulty? What is his problem? Why he is very silent in the class? Why he is not active in the class? I'm sure all teachers are able to find out. So for the quality of effective teacher, we need to understand the students as well, apart from giving them notes, apart from giving them tests, apart from giving them any assignment. This is a regular teacher's job. But to become a good teacher, to become a good effective teacher, you know, it's a two-way. It's an integration of, how do you call a good teaching? It is an effective combination of teacher and student. If teacher is very good and student is not, it's not called as effective teaching. If student is good, if teacher is not good, it's not called as an effective teaching system. So for that purpose, we both ingredients are very essential. And qualities of effective teacher, again, blend the professional and personal qualities, inspire and support student learning. That's what I told, that you need to understand the personal qualities or personal requirements, what student is facing through. And to make your effective teachers, you need, again, maintaining discipline in the class, having a positive environment. This is a according to me, when can you make a positive environment? When you understand the psychology of the students, when you understand the psychology of the classroom, that is where you will be successful and will be a great teacher in your area. Instructional leadership and school management. Principals are the instructional leaders, promoting a shared vision, supporting teaching practices and data-informed decision. Now, instructional leadership and school management. Principals, directors, vice principals, head of the departments are always instructional leaders. They have been promoting a vision of a school, vision of college, wherever they are working. Now, I know a general vision in education system is that spread education. But again, I know for every education institution, for every educational institute, they have their vision. Vision and mission is given and written in every school and every college. So they instruct principals and the leaders or the heads, their job is to promote the vision, explain to all faculties that this is what our school or our college is wanting. We want to promote this and we want to market this and we want our teaching practices in this fashion so that we are able to gain vision, or if we are able to get near to the vision. Instructional leadership and school management. Instructional leadership and school management are vital for fostering excellence and organization. You know, if the instructions coming from top is not correct, it goes to the bottom and you will never be a successful school management, or that the institution will not be at the excellence, at par with the excellence. So instructional leadership is also very important, significant. I have seen in my life that many a times employees come and say, hey, my head of the department or my supervisor or my principal says, one day he says this and another day he says something else. So he doesn't know what he is talking about. Now you need to understand, you being the leaders of your organization, you being the leader of your school, you need to know what you're talking, because the people at the down, they are accepting your instructions. You need to be confident enough to give those instructions to a bottom level, which starts from school teachers, college lecturers, assistant lecturers, variety of people. Organize the school administration or a college administration is not only made up of only teachers. We have lab assistants, we have laboratory support system, we have a lot of people. It's not only the education system, educational management, education institute is not only made up of lecturers or professors. I know you all are from the teaching background and you know many people are working. So leaders in this area, leaders of the school, leaders of school, and leaders of the college, you know that there are many people, those who are going to listen to you and they are going to follow you. So you need to be very, I don't want to use the word smart, but you need to be very educated and you should know what instructions you are giving to the bottom line. Organization strategies in education, goal setting, strategic planning, policy implementation, use of data for school and improvement accountability. Organization strategies in education. What are your school, college organizational strategies? You has to find out what is a goal setting. Now, I have seen in many parts of the world, they, organizational setting, a goal setting, that I need to have this year at least 1,000 students in my school, or 1,000 students in my college, or 1,000 students in educational system. Now, how you make the goal setting, how you promote your school, and you need to make a strategic planning for be a successful for the goal setting. And then you need to implement those policies. Now, use of data for school improvement. Now, last year in my school, there were 850 students studying. And now this year, I wanted to have 1,000 students studying in my school. Now, how will I increase 150 students? Now, what promotional policies I am going to make? Wherever I'm going to make advertisement in social media or on newspapers or on television or on radios, whatever the media you select. So that you need to do a strategic planning that how you are going to work. If there are any agents, those who are working to recruitment of students, then you need to find out. So, but the goal setting in organizational strategies is that every organization at the end of the year starts making strategies. This is for the admission of students. Again, strategies could be for teaching facilities, that how this time we can improve our teachers' development, how the classrooms can be developed in some way, how the infrastructure can be developed. So a lot of organizational strategies are to be taken in control and into consideration so that the educational systems are at excellence. And every institution has to do that every year because we want to grow. We would like to grow. We don't want to be stagnant at one place that last year I had this, next year I don't want. No, we keep growing. Keep growing. It's a nature. As you have seen the plant, it keeps growing, it never stops. So this is how it says that keep growing. So you need to grow in your career as well as organizational strategies for the education. And that's what key elements include: setting clear objectives, defining roles and responsibilities, developing professional learning communities. That's clear-cut objectives, what I had last year, this year, what I'm looking for, and how I'm going to achieve that, and who is going to do, what role has to be given to anyone based on the requirements. So strategic development, strategic education system is again important. Professional development and teacher growth. Professional development plays a very important role in every teacher. In my teaching career of more than 3 decades or so, when I was very small, I was young in the college. I don't want to say that I salute to all my gurus, all my teachers, all my mentors, all my philosophers, those who have helped me and supported me. That because of them today I'm here, whatever little I have achieved in my life. But I have seen many of them that teachers, those who have taken notes or some kind of prepared notes, they have been teaching the same notes for 10 years. They have not changed the paper. They have not changed the PPTs. They have not changed anything. No, don't do that. Keep changing because it is a need of today's technology. You have been teaching to students the same topic, even though you are taking a same subject in school or in college. See that every year it is developed. But how will you develop that? You need to attend, some kind of professional development courses, professional development workshops, some kind of training, and you need to be you are a teacher, but you are a student. Be a student for entire life. I always call myself a student because teacher is my professional role, but student, I would like to learn for entire life. I will never stop learning anything. So professional development is through attending workshop is fine. Attending training program is good. I believe in that, which is but lifelong learning is very essential. If you will not learn anything, and if you stop learning, if you closed your mind of learning, you will never be a good teacher and there will not be any growth. For the growth, you have to be a teacher. You have to be a student. And when you are a student, you will be a successful teacher. Professional development and teacher growth. Professional development is essential for enhancing teacher effectiveness, fostering a continuous growth. I told you, professional development, my friends, keep attending different workshops. Now, you know that we all are here. Why? to learn something from each other. I'm also going to learn from you when you will ask questions and I'm going to answer. I'm going to learn so many things. I'm here to learn from you. I'm here to be a good teacher. Although I have been managing an organization, but I'm a student, I'm a learner, and I'm a teacher. So professional development growth and teacher growth, keep learning. And it is a continuous process. It will never stop. It will never stop. And it shouldn't stop. Keep learning and keep growing. Performance appraisal and feedback. Evaluating teacher performance to guide improvement, constructive feedback, and development plans are key. Now, evaluation of teachers. That is, we all organization heads, deans, principals, head of the departments, they take feedback from the students on paper or online or whatever in today's technology. That's fine. Students have been giving. But the first feedback you should take from yourself. I have taken a class today, whether my class was fine, whether I'm able to send all messages to my student. Can I see that students are successful and students are able to comprehend what I'm telling? So these things, you are the first person to take feedback. Many times in my school as well in college, what we do is, for the first class, I keep asking my faculties, hey, how was the class? Did students were able to interact with you? Are they happy? They will say, hey, Chitra, you can ask them. I said, no, I will not ask them. I will ask you because you have been teaching them. You know what you had transferred to them, to their minds, and you will be the first person to know your own feedback. And I'm sure your soul speaks about that, whether the class went off good or bad, and then the student feedback comes in, then it comes. So evaluating teachers' performance is good. We should also develop these strategies. Those are very, very important. But my friends, teacher and we are in the education field, we should be able to do our own feedback as well, whether the class, whether the seminar, whether the webinar, whether my workshop, whether it went off well or not. You will be the first person to find it out whether I'm successful or not. Performance appraisal and feedback, again, these are the pen and paper things which student gives a report and they say good and bad, and then based on that, the educational management heads and the administrators, they find out appraisal of a teacher. That is fine, but keep doing your own feedback every day. And I've seen many teachers, I salute them, they will come back and they say, hey, Chitra, today's class was not good. It wasn't very good. I don't know what happened to me, what happened, but it wasn't good. Can I get another class for the same topic? Okay, yes. So teachers are able to find out their own feedback as well. So you need to find it out whether you are doing your good thing or not. Now, collaborative practices and team teaching encourage shared planning and instructional delivery, enhances peer learning, and reduce isolation. And now these things, has come in education management that many times I've seen in many places, in our school as well, in my college as well, we have been doing a collaborative teaching. The syllabus of maybe a 15 chapters or 20 chapters have been given. And we see that if you see that this teacher is very excellent and has a skill in these 4 topics, we would love that teacher to teach in that class. So that makes a student more fun and they are more successful in understanding the concept. Remaining 5 to 7 topics, we give it to another teacher, and which will help the one topic shared by the 2 teachers, which we call collaborative practices in teaching, is basically to give students more exposure to the skills. It is not that one teacher is tired, so it has been given to another. No, it's not the case. The case is that out of 10 chapters, our first 5 chapters, this teacher is more confident. This teacher is very skilled in these kind of knowledge, so we give it to them. So collaborative practices in teaching also plays good role. Please see that if there is a need in organization, please give it to them. This happens normally where a technology comes in, where the technological teaching comes in, or a skill-based teaching comes in. Theoretical teaching will not play much role in collaborative practices, but it's normally in IT sector and skill-based sector. Many a time somebody is heavily skilled in hydraulics and somebody is very heavily skilled in some thermodynamics. So we change these two systems back and forth. So that makes a very successful teaching and a best organizational educational management. Collaborative teaching, that's what I said, teaching enhances effectiveness and fostering responsibility. This is a theoretical aspect. You will be getting this. If you want, you can get it from Dr. Kalyani. But this is one slide is why I'm explaining, and the another one is a theoretical one. But collaborative teaching, if any organization is not practicing it, it's my suggestion, try that. Classes will be more effective. Teaching would be more effective in collaborating, right? And again, educational management. Okay, so I think we finished with this. And if anybody would like to ask any questions, I would be more than happy to answer about what you would, because question answers will play a very significant role in explaining and doing, because these are the theoretical portions, but would be happy if you can definitely ask questions. Dr. Kalyani, you want me to continue or question answers is okay, or I'm in between on the correct time?
Ma'am, Gautami will take care. Gautami, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hi, Gautami. Is it I'm on time, or you want me to extend some, or is it okay and we can go on question answers?
Dr. Kalyani, can we have 5 more minutes?
Yeah, sure. No problem. It's interesting, actually.
Yes, it's quite interesting session. Dr. Chitralekha Potnis, we do have 5 more minutes, so we could continue with the session. And participants are kindly requested, if you have any queries regarding this interesting session, please post it in the chat box. Back to you, ma'am.
Sure. Thank you very much. Because we are teachers, I didn't pay attention to the time, but you said that it's 35 minutes. So I just took it exactly 34 minutes. So that's teacher effectiveness, educational management. We all are teachers. We all are educationalists. And if you don't plan your education system properly, if you don't plan your education organization properly, you will not be a very successful in education management. Education management, how you manage your things in education, that is, again, very significant for the success. And I have been telling education management, the key ingredients are the teachers, students, and when they graduate from their school, how they are gainfully employed. Because students, those who come to your school or a college, they not only come to learn, they also would like to get employed, and they also want to get employment where they are financially stable. So the entire feedback, if you will see the entire cycle, which has the 3-4 ingredients: input is student, how you process it, how you convert student into graduate, the correct teaching methodology, the current effective teachers, and a good organization and a good educational management system. And once they are graduate from the school, whether it's grade 12, whether it's a university or anywhere, whether they are correctly taught, they are skilled workers, they are skilled educators, so that they would be able to get gainfully employed, and whatever education you have imparted to them, will they be able to employ, will they be able to use those skills learned in the school, in the college, will they be able to use them? So that we as an educational management, and we as a teacher, our main job is to look into that. Because whatever we have taught to them in the class, whether they are able to use them in the practice. Because theory will not be a complete portion of any country or for any development. Believe me, we are helping our nation by creating a skilled manpower. Keep in mind, we all has to have a big perspective of our own nation. I know here people from different parts of world have come, and you are the delegate of your own country. If you will create a good manpower, educated manpower, he will or she will get employed, and that you and that person are supporting a success of your nation. Good educated manpower is a prime for the success of any country. So keep in mind that educational system, education institutions play a significant role in developing nations. In developing nations by providing a skilled manpower, by providing a great educated team members, educated power. So now we'll move to the question answers. I think, Gautami, it would be great because question answers will definitely help people to comprehend more.
Noted on this, Dr. Chitralekha Otnes. Participants, if you have any queries, we request you to please post your queries in the chat box. Oh, all the participants are very much enthusiastically, they are sharing their insights about the session, that they are extremely insightful, and the session was very enlightening. So looking towards this, I move on to the reflection session of today's part. So for that, now I invite Mrs. Archana Mathur to enlighten us with her perspective. Mrs. Mathur is a seasoned postgraduate teacher of English and an accomplished K-12 school principal with a distinguished career dedicated to fostering academic excellence and holistic development within educational institutions. In her leadership roles at esteemed schools such as Cecil Convent School and DAV Public School, she has garnered extensive expertise in strategic school management, curriculum implementation, and staff training and development. A passionate educator at heart, she has conducted numerous offline workshops for teachers and school leaders, focusing on effective classroom management and advanced teaching methodologies and student behavior transformation. Her commitment to educational growth and innovation has recently led her to appointment as Director of Editorial Affairs on the board of Ielta India, where she plays a pivotal role in shaping thought leadership within the educational community. So now I request Mrs. Archana Mathur to kindly share her valuable insights and reflections on today's sessions. Over to you, Mrs. Mathur.
Thank you so much, Gautami. Wonderful introduction. I'm myself quite impressed. Thank you so much once again. Thank you, Dr. Rao, for introducing me into this elite group. It's an honor to be here and sharing the podium with the likes of Dr. Chitralekha. It's such an honor to be with all of you. Thank you so much, Dr. Potnis. It was excellent. I mean, every word I followed, and I've been noting down all you said. It was a very, very beautifully explained concept. Because usually we think that education is something, children go to school, they learn, they come back, they have an exam. But there is so much which goes into educational management, and you brought out every aspect of it. From the experience which I've had as a principal, I could relate with you rather, all the nitty-gritties which you mentioned. So it's a very broad spectrum kind of a topic that we discussed today. It's not just the children. There are so many stakeholders when we talk of education. Students are just one part. There are teachers, there is a management, there's a principal who's the instructional leader, as you very correctly mentioned. The parents are there. So the role of a leader, a principal or a director like you, who's holding up such a wonderful college in Canada, there are so many aspects that one has to cater to and think of. Because as you rightly said, planning is the very first step of educational management. So I was really, really impressed with all that you said in the presentation. I've noted down everything, right from the planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, etc., and optimal use of human resources, because teachers are the most valuable resources that we have in a school or a college. And their continuous professional development also is something which is mandatory. It was not done earlier, but when I started working, when I became a teacher, there used to be a lot of refresher workshops in my school when I was in Delhi. And so I learned a lot from them. We think that we know a lot, but when you're exposed to more knowledge, because knowledge is something, as you said, it's something perennial, it never ends. The more you learn, the more you feel that there is so much more to learn. So, and of course, as you again mentioned, that changes have occurred so drastically over the last 2 decades when it comes to education. There have been technological changes also, but it used to be rote kind of learning when we were kids. Teacher would come, she would give a lecture and leave. But today we are now looking into the wholesome development, the holistic development of students. And for that, there has to be change. So I remember one of my teachers said that change is the only thing which is permanent. And I always remember that. So we as teachers, we as educators, we also have to change so that we can become more effective and much better as educators, because we are not just looking at academic success today. We are looking into the overall development, the holistic development of our students. So wonderful presentation, Dr. Putnis. It was really nice, very enlightening. I'm so glad I could hear you live. So thank you to you. And again, Dr. Kalyani, thank you so much for having me on this platform. And thank you, Gautami, for the introduction. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Mathur, for wonderful reflections. Now I invite Dr. Neil Arevalo Alcantara, Ielta International President, to enlighten us with his reflections. Over to you, Dr. Neil.
Hello. Good morning from Peru. Good afternoon, good evening. Thank you, Dr. Kalyani, Ielta Indian Ambassador, and Gautami, the moderator of this event. Thank you to all the members of Ielta India for organizing this interesting webinar. Thank you to the speaker, Chitraleka from Canada. Thank you for enlightening us with your wise experience and knowledge about teaching English. We know that teaching is maybe, it's one of the most difficult jobs in the world, because we fulfill different roles in the school. We sometimes can take the role of a parent, of a psychologist, of a doctor, and etc. And as the teacher Chitraleka said, so we need to plan everything. We need to plan what we are going to do in a week, in a month, in a year. If we have a good plan, a good program, so our results will be excellent and we will achieve everything we have in mind. Thank you for your webinar. Thank you to all Ielta India members. We hope to see you in the next webinar. Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, Dr. Neil. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Neil. Moving to the selfie time, we now invite all the participants to kindly switch on their videos.
There is a small inquiry question in the group, please. Someone is asking a very interesting question.
Okay, the question is,
you can answer it after selfie. Let us, because Dr. Neil is have to go to school. I think we will let us take a selfie.
all the
Put in the gallery view. Yeah.
Please place your videos on. I request all the participants to please place their video on. Smile. Say cheese.
I'm still they're just opening. Give them a few seconds.
I could see wonderful smiling faces of all the participants.
There are many countries today, but I request other countries also just open your video if possible. No compulsion. We can go ahead. Yeah, click the pictures.
1, 2, 3. Smile, please. Thank you all. So moving on to the query session. By Snehalata Chiraka, the query stated is, in undersourced schools, how can management maintain teacher effectiveness despite limited support?
Again, thank you for the question. Can you little explain exactly what you are asking? Your name is Snehalata, am I right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
You
doctor.
can read out the total question. There is a clarity, the full clarity she was given.
There are three queries.
Please read.
Okay.
The first one states, in undersourced school, how can management maintain teacher effectiveness despite limited support? The second question states, what are some tools or platforms that aid in improving both teacher performance and organizational efficiency? How do you measure and evaluate teacher performance in a fair and comprehensive way?
Okay, now it's clear. Okay, thank you. Now, for the schools which do not have a much finances, believe me, there is no organization who has fully says that I have a lot of finances. There is no school, there is no organization. So I will always say that whatever finances you have in your school or a college where you're teaching, see to it that use a optimal use, a maximum use of those things. Instead of saying that we don't have a finances or we don't have the resources, that's why we are not able to do that. Find out something or other and try to use whatever maximum you have. Encourage your teachers in a way, give them some kind of, you can say a gifts or something, motivate them to take initiative in an educational management system. And again, teacher effectiveness is again based on teacher psychology and student psychology. Now, if you say that this institution does not have a more finances to run the show, in that case, you will see that the teacher psychology has also gone down. My teachers, my all friends, those who are teachers, do not get disheartened because you are playing a very, very important role for your own nation and you are spreading education. So even if you are underpaid or if you're not satisfied by the finances, which your organization is doing, don't do that. Be a good teacher. See that. So as an educational management or a head of education, yes, many a times if teachers are not satisfied, if teachers have some kind of issues in brain, they will never be able to understand the students' mindset, and the effectiveness will go down. So the first of all, we being the leaders, we being the teachers, we have to be confident enough and satisfied. I know finance play a very significant role. We all need to pay the bills. I fully agree. But at the same time, when you read books, when you spread education, keep that out of mind. So you will be the perfect one. And encourage, as a head, encourage all your teachers to do their job properly and send them to that. Feedback appraisals are many kind of ways of feedback and appraisal. You will get it in many of the books and everywhere. But I mainly believe student satisfaction and faculty satisfaction together. So there are many ways of finding it out. But the first way I told you that student and teacher knows it very well. But there are graphical analysis, there are Excel-wise also a lot of analysis are there. If you want, you can definitely write to Dr. Kalyani and I will send you what are the various ways of finding or doing a performance appraisal, which you can definitely do it. Hope I am clearing it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Potnis. Now, moving on to the next very important part of today's session is the felicitation ceremony. So let us begin by acknowledging our honorable speaker. I'll just share my Thank you, Dr. Kalyani Rao. So the Certificate of Excellence to our Honorable Speaker, Dr. Chitralekha Potnis, in recognition to your outstanding knowledge and delivery and boundless presenting abilities as Honorable Speaker during Ielta India webinar series number 12, titled as Educational Management Encompasses Teachers' Effectiveness and Organizational Strategies, held on 7 June 2025 at 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Ielta India would like to express its gratitude for your valuable time with insightful knowledge and engaging participants throughout the webinar. Awarded this certificate on 7 June 2025 via Zoom and duly signed by Neil Alcantara, Ielta International President, Dr. Glenn P. Cortesano, Ielta Academic Director, Dr. Kalyani Rao, Ielta India President. The certificate of recognition goes to our special guest, Mrs. Archana Mathur, in recognition of your immeasurable insights and energetic thanking note to as our special guest on Ielta India's webinar series number 12, titled as Educational Management Encompasses Teachers' Effectiveness and Organizational Strategies, held on 7 June 2025 at 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time. We highly appreciate your valuable insights and cooperation. This certificate was awarded on 7 June 2025 virtually via Zoom, duly signed by Dr. Neil Arevalo Alcantara, Ielta International President, Dr. Glenn P. Cortesano, Ielta Academic Director, Dr. Kalyani Rao, Ielta India President. The certificate of appreciation, all the participants will receive this once you fill your participation link. When we will be sharing it shortly into the chat box. The certificate will be stated as below in recognition to your attendance to Ielta India. Now, I request with a great respect and admiration to the forum, a dynamic leader and passionate advocate for education and the environment, Dr. Kalyani Rao. Dr. Rao is a true global educational environmentalist, seamlessly blending her roles in climate leadership, sustainable development, and student engagement. As a climate reality leader and solid waste management professional, she is at the forefront of driving real-world solutions aligned to UN sustainable goals. Her vast portfolio includes global SDG project planner and programmer, Student and School Exchange Programmer, IBDP CAS Coordinator and IYP Mentor Awardee, Climate Change Education Trainer, and Global Climate Change Teachers Facilitator. She also holds the distinction of being Six Sigma Green Belt, enhancing her capacity to lead with efficacy and impact. Recognized as a T4 Country Ambassador, AIEF Global Ambassador, and Ielta India President and Country Ambassador. Dr. Rao is deeply involved in transforming education, both national and international platforms. Moreover, her contributions as World Best Prize Screening Squad member highlight her commitment to identifying and celebrating educational excellence. So with her rich tapestry, and now I request Dr. Kalyani Rao to kindly take over the forum.
Thank you so much, Gautami. Such an elaborated profile. I don't think we require that much. Just to introduce me, it's enough. I would like to give felicitation for you before I conclude the vote of thanks. Can you please share the certificate for yourself? Because I need to share a felicitation for you. Thank you so much. Next one. Next. Yes. So today's moderator, I think all of you have gone through her moderation. I think the first time, but she looks like experienced. So in recognition of your outstanding and exemplary contribution, Mrs. Gautami, as a moderator of today's Ielta's webinar series number 12, and it's held on today June 7th at 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time, titled as Educational Management, encompasses teacher effectiveness and organization strategies. So we highly appreciate your deep involvement in this virtual session with your special, unique style of moderation, supporting us with your endless energy levels, incredible team spirit, and wonderful coordination throughout this webinar. Awarding this certificate on today, 7th June 2025, via Zoom. Of course, it is duly signed by the dignitaries of our Ielta board member, Dr. Neil Alvala Alcantara, so Ielta International President, and Dr. Glenn Costanzo from Philippines. She's the Ielta Academic Director, and of course myself, Ielta India President, Kalyani Rao. Thank you so much, Gautami, for your support. Over to vote of thanks. So I would like to first of all appreciate my favorite personality from Canada, who's almost like my guide since long time online. We never met personally, but still I know her skills and experience. So first and foremost, a big thank to you, ma'am, for your being honorable speaker of Ielta India webinar today. And ma'am, thanks for your valuable insights, which you have already your expertise and thrown the thoughts today on the quality effects of teacher and their classroom management. It is very essential for every educator, teacher, that essential skills are classroom management. Though they're very expertised, but without this, they cannot contribute their actual services and they cannot transform the knowledge to the student. It's given a kind of benchmark with this program. I really understood what other teachers are lacking out today, and you elaborated it very short and crispy. Definitely, we look forward a workshop. If at any school or any organization required, I'll definitely look forward to you, ma'am. I'll come back to you on the requirement. And this is a really highlighting, enlightening, and informative session for all of us. And also, I think audience is going to carry away these insights today after this webinar. A special thanks to my Ielta International board members, especially Dr. Neil and Mr. Carlo, who attended today's webinar. And thank you, Dr. Neil, for your very good suggestions and comments about our Ielta's webinar today. And a special thanks to my team, Ielta India administration team, Mrs. Christina ma'am, and our new board member, Mrs. Archana Mathur, for our best reflection to support in making this webinar possible. Of course, the audience, my dear audience, finally a huge thank to all of you and every one of you participating and making this webinar a grand success today. And your encouragement and as well as attention have been a great appreciation. It's going to be highly appreciated today for your presence. And coming to this, of course, once again, I want to appreciate Mrs. Gautami. I hope you found this all of you found this webinar, today's webinar, very informative and valuable. And thanks once again to all of you for your time and attention. We look forward to connecting with you all the upcoming webinar on 14th of June and 21st June also. So we are going to share the details to all the group ambassadors. Thank you so much. Over to Gautami. Thank you.
So thank you everyone once again for being a part of this wonderful webinar. I'm really grateful to a very insightful personality and the speaker of the day, Dr. Chitralekha Potnis, for giving very valuable information regarding the topic. Thank you, ma'am, once again. We are sharing the participation link for you all, the participants. We will be keeping this link on for half an hour. Make sure you fill it and you will receive the details on your email, which you have stated over there.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Dr. Kalyani. Thank you, Gautami.
Big applause to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you, Mrs. Mathur. It was very nice. And thank you to all participants. Please feel free to contact me through Dr. Kalyani Rao. So if you want to speak to me, if you want any information, please contact Dr. Kalyani. She will be able to help you out. Thank you very much, Dr. Kalyani. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for accepting our request. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
See
It's
you,
pleasure
ma'am,
meeting
please.
you always. It's always pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
तुझसे कोई गम की आंच याद नहीं हो, कुर्बान मेरी जान तुझ में शाद रहे हो। वतन मेरे आबाद रहे हो, मैं जहाँ रहूं जहाँ मैं याद।